welcome to Major League Spleef on MBS. We are live at the Fife Corp Arena in Crystal City for the series between Crystal City and Millville. If you were watching on our channel, we did abort our broadcast of the series between Shadow Point and Millville. That series was canceled for today, but we do have a impromptu series between Crystal City and Millville, so still got some MLS to broadcast for you this weekend. Yes, I will do the bot. Skelly and Sasha, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And let me know when Sasha says he's ready, because I'm not looking at the text.
Sasha's ready.
Alright, I will...
The match will begin in 10 seconds. Start at the sound of the tone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start playing. The match has started. There are 7 minutes remaining.
And right at the start of the game, that very clearly looked like Crystal City punched Millville into the field, so that's going to be a draw.
Did I actually punch him? Because I didn't hear the sound, but...
I did.
Okay, I'll just go with that.
You can reset the field, and we'll continue. Alright, are you both ready?
Ready
3,
to go.
2, 1, go. Yeah, I just rewatched the footage. You definitely bunched him in, so... no point there. The game... we're still at the beginning of the game, and still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Sasha digging himself a great barrier reef of snow on his side of the field. Interesting defensive strategy, and then he is abandoning, or maybe not quite, but definitely some defensive play on Sasha's behalf. While his opponent, Skelly Zomperman of Crystal City, is standing basically motionless. Sasha making moves like he's briefly leaving his part of the scattered snow, but really just growing growing his turf on the field and shrinking down the space that Skelly has on his own side is what it looks like. But, they are getting Skelly on a bit of a corner island right now. As Sasha comes directly towards him.
There are 5 minutes remaining.
You guys can keep playing, but I'm going to review the footage.
It looked to me that what happened was that I punched him and then he fell. He was punched first onto the snow and then fell onto the water.
Well, since it's a timed game, you guys can keep playing. Let me know you're ready.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I just looked at the footage. What it looks like is you punched him, he went back, and then he walked forward into the water, so I think that should be counted as a point for Crystal City. And that means Crystal City is up 1-0 in their home game against Millville. And that's Crystal City's second point. You guys ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Just under 4 minutes left on the clock, according to the MBS timer. Yeah, at the start of the game, Millville playing defensively started getting offensive, but Crystal City did successfully, and that is a point for Millville. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we're seeing a more offensive game now, particularly with Millville. It did not work for those first 2 points that Crystal City was able to score, but Millville has been able to get on the board with 1 point that was just scored. So game still could go either way. Crystal City does have a 1-point lead right now, but
There are 3 minutes remaining.
and with 3 minutes left on the clock, Sasha is going to look to change. I think that is going to have to be called as an official draw. Alright, you guys ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. So technically, I believe Sasha went in first, but we've basically set precedent in the other MLS games this season that you were basically close enough that in other games that's been called a draw, so. Now, Skelly here on a little tiny sliver of island, and is Skelly going to officially island himself? He has not yet, and now that's an island. That is a field reset.
Yeah, okay, reset.
Are you both ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. So the pattern we're seeing this game is that it's mostly Millville that is making the offensive moves against Crystal City. And in some cases that has resulted in Crystal City getting points. That did result in Millville getting a point. And Millville gets a second point. The game is tied. That was a successful offensive maneuver. Are you both ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. And with just over a minute on the clock, each team is going to want to score a point in order to win in regulation, because if the score stays like this, when the clock ends, that's going to be a tie, and it's going to go into overtime.
There is 1 minute remaining.
1 minute on the clock to try to break the tie before overtime. We're getting down to the wire here.
There are 30 seconds remaining.
With just 30 seconds left on the clock, that is a point for Crystal City. Are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop playing. The main portion of the match has ended.
And that is a win for Crystal City with that
Overtime will begin
30
in 20 seconds. If you wish to take a break before overtime, pause the video now.
I'll stop. Oh, you already did. Alright, so that is, that was quite an interesting game there. It was tied going into the final minute of the game, but Crystal City managing to clinch a victory with that third point. Millville trying desperately in the last few seconds of the game to tie the game, push it into overtime, but Millville was not successful in that regard. But Millville could be successful in getting a win against Crystal City in their home game. That's going to be coming up next right after the break. You're watching Major League Spleef on MBS. Welcome back. We're in Millville for the second game of the series against Crystal City. Crystal City, of course, taking the first win in their home game, but this is Millville's chance to try and tie the series. Or if Crystal City manages to win, then they sweep the series. We'll see what happens. Are you two ready to begin?
Ready.
And is Sasha ready? Alright, I'll start the bot.
The match will begin in 10 seconds. Start at the sound of the tone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start playing. The match has started. There are 7 minutes remaining.
The players digging out a bit of a V shape on the field, mostly Sasha doing the digging there, continuing the trend we saw last game where Sasha was the one making most of those kinds of moves, although that wasn't enough to win the game last time. It was a 3-2 loss against Crystal City. And Crystal City maintaining its defensive posture. And like we saw at the beginning of the last game, we're sort of seeing a reverse of what we saw at the beginning of the last game, where in the last game, Millville was on the tiny section of the field, Crystal City on the large section. But we are seeing similar play styles from both of the competitors, and I believe that is already an official island, which means the field is going to be reset.
In case there is any doubt.
Are you both ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Looks like we got Alpha DS spectating in person. Once again, Millville doing most of the digging, Crystal City just kind of hopping along island to island, just maintaining a defensive position.
There are 5 minutes remaining.
2 minutes have elapsed, 5 minutes left on the clock as Sasha starts getting a bit up towards Skelly, but Skelly managing to fend him off. They are quite separated from each other, but they are not yet officially islanded. And the save is starting. And in the time of the save, Sasha did create an official island, so that is going to be a field reset. Are you both ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Still a scoreless game here in Millville as we reach check OBS. We just passed 4 minutes on the clock. And now we got a bit of a role reversal. Sasha on the tiny part of the field, Skelly commanding the larger part. Sasha sort of moving out of there. But they do, there's a, oh! Sasha making a little visit over. Skelly trying to corner Sasha, but Sasha just maintaining his position on the side of that rift from Skelly. And that is an official island. Got a lot of islands going on this game. Are you both ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Just over 3 minutes on the clock. More than half the game has elapsed, and the game is still scoreless.
There are 3 minutes remaining.
So we are, and that is a point for Millville.
I just wanted the game to not be boring. Ready.
Both ready. 3, 2, 1, go. After Skelly makes an unsuccessful offensive maneuver, that is a point for Millville. So Millville is gonna want to keep that 1-point lead for the remainder of the game in order to split the series after its away loss in Crystal City. But Skelly want to get in there and try to make that lead disappear.
That's an island.
That is an island. Yet another island as, Alright, are you guys ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. It is, of course, given the rules this season, a team that is in the lead is incentivized to play defensively and run the timer, while the team that they are competing against is incentivized to do exactly the opposite. But, yep, that's an island. It's reset time. Are you both ready?
Ready.
3. Sasha, you ready?
Timeout.
That is an official timeout. I'll pause the clock. Oh, Sasha already. Timeout with over 1 minute on the clock. And that is a timeout called by Millville. Sasha, you ready? Alright, I'll, Okay.
Ready.
You're both ready? Okay, I'll hit play on 3, 2, 1, go.
That was such a stupid move.
Millville gets a second point. Are you both ready?
Ready.
Sasha, jump in. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So Millville now with a 2-0 lead as we go into the final minute of the game.
There is 1 minute remaining.
Due to that timeout, our clock on MBS is a little under 10 seconds ahead, so you can just take what's on our screen and add about 8 seconds to that. That's the amount of time that is actually left on the clock. Of course. Yeah, that's another point for Millville. It was not an island when Skelly did that, so are you both ready?
There are
Ready.
30 seconds remaining.
3, 2, 1, go. With 30 seconds on the clock, it is match point for Millville. If Millville, not really going to matter given that the game is almost over, but if Millville were to score a 4th point right now, that would automatically be the end of the game. Crystal City
10,
writing some
9,
kind messages
8,
in the snow.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the game.
Stop playing. The main portion of the match has ended. Overtime will begin in 20 seconds.
And we'll stop the bot, and that is a split series. Millville carrying its home game. Both teams this series managed to carry their home games. Crystal City won 3-2 at home against Millville, while Millville won 3-0 against Crystal City at home. So a split series there, and yeah, that was a interesting series to broadcast, especially the first game. The second game kind of got a bit stale-matey, but the first game was the interesting one to broadcast. But yeah. So both teams did manage to get one win in, but that concludes our coverage of Major League Spleef on MBS for today. We should have another game live next weekend. We'll have more information on that later in the week, and you can also follow us for more of our broadcasts. Especially, we've got a new edition of the Bulletin from MBS News that is going to be premiering in about a week's time, so stay tuned for that. For now, from MBS Sports and Games in Millville, I'm Kitty Catwoman 231, and this has been Major League Spleef on MBS.